Okay, Kelsey, it's all you.
Okie dokie. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the October meeting of the LGBTQIA plus Intersectional Rights Task Force. I am stepping in for Kira as she is under the weather today. So we'll start with introductions. My name is Kelsey. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of this committee and the vice chair of the commission. And I will pass it to Ilana.
Hi there, I'm Ilana Lynn. I use they, them pronouns. I am a member of the commission and a member of this committee. Excited to be here. I will pass it to Robert.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Marshall. I am a commissioner on the Human Rights Commission, a member of this committee. I use he, him pronouns. I live in Ward 2, but work in Ward 1. And I will pass it off to our staff liaison.
Perfect. Gretchen Bennett, she, her pronouns, and staff liaison.
Beautiful. Love seeing everyone's face. Okay, so moving forward to public comment. Gretchen, did we receive any?
None received.
All right. Approval of the minutes. Is there approval of the minutes and the agenda?
You're right. That should say consent calendar. I need to make that correction for next time. Good to go.
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar inclusive of the agenda and the minutes as prepared by staff.
Beautiful. It has been motioned and seconded. All those in favor, show me yes or somehow. Perfect.
I'll support my motion.
Wow, yay. Okay. Transgender Day of Remembrance. So Kira did a really great job about she sent me over some notes since I was absent last meeting, so that was really helpful. So for the web story, she's wondering, Ilana, have you finished the social media post?
Yes, I just sent them to Gretchen like an hour ago. So
Okay, perfect.
they're fresh in the
Great.
box.
Awesome. She was saying, could you send it over? And you did. Wow.
I
Check.
actually provided 3 copies of like 3 different backgrounds so that we could pick which one we like the text like sticking out the most of because I didn't want it to just be my
Ooh.
opinion. So there is a little choosing to be done, but I'm fine with giving Kira that executive decision making.
Do you have them handy to pull up?
Probably.
And
One moment.
Alana, forgive me. I can't actually access my email from this computer, or I would try to go there and do that.
I can share my screen from the email that I sent Gretchen.
Perfect.
That'd be great.
Okay. Cool. So this is the flyer version. Okay. Can I zoom in? Yes. Oop, that's too much. Okay. I'm not good with technology, guys.
You're doing great.
Okay, there we go. So this is just like an all white background. It's the same words and oh, my candles are missing. I'll have to add the candles back in. I think they're in the other ones. They are not okay, they're only in the orange one.
Okay.
So these are the candles I am referencing when I say the candles. Uh, so that would just be an all white version, and then we have to get a QR code. That's what the square is, and that's from the city. And then a lighter blue background, with the words on white bubbles. And then a orange background because I wanted it to be not a political color, and that was the first one I thought of. So those are the
Okay.
flyers. This is the most colorful one, so it's my favorite. But if accessibility is the issue, then I don't want to pick color over accessibility. And then this is the social media posts. So I made the text a lot larger by making the border a lot smaller. And then I also changed the font to be easier to read. And then I did the orange background again. And then the same dark background, which is still my favorite, but once again, accessibility.
The only thing that is jumping out at me, and this is funny because I made this mistake last year, is the misspelling of remembrance.
Mm. Yeah, that
So-
tracks.
So remem and then brands. Yeah, I did the same thing last year.
Canva didn't tell me it was wrong.
Sometimes they don't.
Shame on Canva, totally. Okay. I will make that change and I'll also add the candles into the ones. I don't know what happened to them. We have candles on the run. Um, is there a preference on background color or do we think it's fine? Whatever.
Robert.
Yeah, so for the social media one, I would say either this one that's on the screen right now. I like this one that's on the screen right now, or the dark one. I kind of really like the contrast with kind of like those light colors on the dark background. And then for the flyer, I I like the other colors that were provided. If we opted for the white one, I would maybe suggest kind of, like maybe like the same cream color that we use for the save the date with the candles. I think I like the way the words pop on kind of like that lighter color background, but I just think white's kind of just like it looks kind of just plain and institutionalized, in my opinion. So those would just be my recommendations. Other than that, I think it looks great. I love the bubbles on these colored backgrounds to kind of really let the words pop. But yeah, those would just be mine. Just maybe anything but a plain white background.
Well, I mean, I'm totally team not white background. I just wanted to have it as an option. If we had our beautiful candles on this one, do we have a preference between blue and orange? Or like teal and orange?
What would it look like if we did the darker color from like the social media post?
It would look wonderful. That was just one of the notes that we had to remove was that we didn't like the dark color. And so this is just a lighter version of that same dark color.
Okay.
Are we okay with it? I mean, I can prepare it and send it around again. But I mean, I'd love to keep it just both of them dark, like this one.
What was do you remember the rationale for not going with the dark background on the full flyer?
It's that it was hard to read the blue text, but I just removed the blue text from this option and was like, maybe now it's acceptable.
Is there blue text on the regular flyer?
There is, but now it has a white background. It did not before.
Yeah, I think we would avoid kind of that issue of the blue text being hard to read with the white bubbles because then the text is on blue. I really like the dark color. Like I
Wonderful.
I like that dark color background, in my opinion. Seconded by the cream colored on the save the date.
Perfect. I'll make both of them, just, to have. But yeah, I'm also team dark background, so it seems like that's kind of settled.
Nice.
Ilana, this is Gretchen. Also, I noticed it says task force, but the group switched over to committee. And I got a QR code a couple weeks back, but I've asked for a more precise pointing from it. And I wonder if this group thinks that's important or if we should just roll with what I've gotten. CC Media provided me something that's a more general QR code that goes to CC Media. And I feel like what we're seeking is one that would take a person precisely to this event. And so that's what I've requested for. Okay, great. Just double checking.
Yeah, I think that's great. The last thing that I have is putting the city's logo on it somewhere.
Gretchen, could you send me that logo?
I can.
Thank you.
Nice. Good work on this, Ilana.
Dark background, remembrance, city logo, and okay, so we'll do the dark background. I have to change the spelling of remembrance. We need the city logo. And there is one more thing.
Candles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that it?
Maybe. It's certainly one of them.
I don't have anything else in the notes.
Okay,
We can go back and look at it on YouTube once this.
true.
Like,
Okay,
what did
I
we
think I
miss?
got it.
Hey, nice work. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
So Kira said, like, once that is like sent over and like we're okay with it, we'll start putting that on social media channels. Anything else with the web story? All right, seeing none. Speakers and readers and run of the show. Kira says Gretchen has sent the request for readers to Salem Capital Pride. Joaquin, out in the universe, Joaquin, when would you need the list to complete the pronunciation guide?
Oh, I can follow up and ask him.
Okay, cool. I know last year, he was able to get it done like pretty quickly. So hopefully he's not too busy.
I can clarify that and then ask or get that to Kira right away because she's building the readers this year, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. Anything else about the speakers, readers, run of the show?
I thought I would clarify if I may. So far, speakers, we have Kira emceeing and Ilana speaking. For readers, so far we have Laura Fouts. And I think if just to the high level run of show, slideshow is rolling while people are arriving. Kira provides welcoming remarks. Ilana provides a speech. Readers read names. Kira provides closing remarks. Does that generally feel like the right flow?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. But that's all I think on that section, Kelsey.
Okay, awesome. Flyer distribution / copies available. Kira was wondering if we should put together a list of places to distribute the flyers to ensure we don't end up covering the same spots.
Sure, we could certainly take a moment to do that. And just as soon as we get that QR code, I think Ilana can pop it into the flyer and then I can print and then I'll have them available. So that should all move pretty quickly.
Perfect. How do we want to split this up? Like downtown, I know we usually hit up the speakeasy. Where else? Where else are we thinking?
I'm gonna check your document and see if there's a list from before.
I don't think there was.
I don't actually think there was either. I think you're right.
I would recommend Taproot probably. And we should also consider sharing this on Lex, which is a like queer social media app. Kind of similar to Facebook where you just like post stuff. So I know that like some HIV alliances post on there for events that they're having or informationals. So that would be another idea, like virtually. Can't Taproot's the first, like the only thing that comes to mind after the Southside Speakeasy.
Epilogue. I mean, we just hit up all the downtown places. So maybe we can have a couple people do downtown. Then is there a place at like the, was it Chalk Box? What's that rock climbing?
Mm,
Because I know that they work with Capital Pride to do like a queer climbing night.
yeah.
Rock Box. So they might be an option.
And could we share it with the, sorry, Kelsey.
No, go for it.
Could we share it with the college emails that we have had or like have considered reaching out to and being like, hey, can you please print this out for your whatever board you have?
Yep,
Or
I can. I've got running emails correspondence going with the 4 of them, so I can do that.
Perfect.
Nice. Other places that folks can think.
Does the library have like a communications board?
They do. I can easily get copies over to the library. That's easy for me to do. And Center 50 Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Are there other public buildings, like even the court, that has notice boards or anything? Because I feel like any public building should probably have a flyer for this.
Our court doesn't. I don't know what Marion and Polk County courts do. That's a good question. That's a good question. Does the Capitol building have bulletin boards anymore? Or even, they
Think
have
that
those
they do, but
displays.
some offices do.
Yeah,
And I feel like if we asked the front office if we could put up a little stand at their like question kiosk, they'd probably say yes.
Ike Box.
yeah.
I think I asked last year if Isaacs would put one up, and they don't have a space anymore. I could be wrong. Obviously our listservs. And then our email list of like queer organizations in the city
Yeah,
would be good. I know Gretchen, you're already in communication with Capital Pride.
yeah, but I'll
So
certainly get them the flyer. Yep.
Perfect.
More emails to your list.
Yeah.
The Salem Police Department community provider meeting listserv, their monthly Tuesday meeting.
I'm only pausing because I wonder if we haven't stepped outside of the specific narrow homelessness space, but maybe if I just wrote a little link, we know, here's how this issue connects and
Yeah.
then send it.
Yeah, I think it's like a good way,
Probably get
like
away
some of
with
them might have. Yeah, I think it's like there's definitely a correlation between LGBTQ issues and homelessness.
Yeah.
And if they
I probably see a
feel
little
inclined
intro
to,
in.
they feel inclined to share it. And
Yeah.
then if you get the digital versions, I can share it with community action agencies, homeless youth programs.
Oh, good.
I can share with the associate directors for those programs and then ask them to then also distribute it out further.
Great.
Does the YMCA do a bulletin board?
I can't remember, but I can ask Lisa. Who I regret to say has had to resign from the Human Rights Commission. I know,
Oh.
Kelsey, I know. But I will still ask Lisa. I still have her email address.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
I know, right? Me too.
We lost a good one.
We did.
We would have done a
and-
better job pitch hitting as chair. Maybe she would have. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, Kelsey.
It is my fault. Oh man, Robert's so mean to me. Obviously encourage commissioners to post it on their personal social media, and encourage those organizations to post it on their social media as well.
Do we know, I couldn't remember if Kira's doing this, but is somebody creating the event that we can then share? You might remember that discussion from a while back. I wasn't sure who was actually building that.
Kira said that she would in the
Oh, thank you, Alana. Good memory. I'll check with Kira.
Okay. Cool. So once we have the posters ready, depending on obviously things come up, but depending on people's lives, who would be like available to go around downtown or go to those couple of other places and ask? I know I'm generally free.
Yeah, I can do it, especially next week and like the first half of the following week. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Ilana, maybe I'll shoot you an email and we can either meet up or split it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
cool. Nice. Okay, anything else about the flyers? Nice. Okay, resource table. Tables. Kara was wondering, Gretchen, do you have an update on that?
I do not, Kira and I just connected about that recently and we clarified, okay, who's sending that out and how do we want to do that? And so, we now have our ducks in the row around how we're going to do that. And again, the plan is to reach out, and invite organizations to do tables. And we have that limited number. I think we talked about 4 or 5 tables. Just like we did with the homelessness town hall, and using the list that was brainstormed previously in our list of LGBTQ partners, service resources that we brainstormed in the previous meeting. So we'll get
Cool.
that out ASAP.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was our last agenda item for Transgender Day Remembrance. So before we continue, were there any questions or comments or anything around the event?
I just want to mention that I did reach out to Chariots and ask them about transportation assistance, and I'm just waiting on a response back, but I'm hoping
Awesome.
to have an update
Cool.
soon.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Welcome.
Okay, so moving on to the name of the committee, which I was excited to see this. So it sounds like there was a suggestion to rename the committee to the LGBTQIA plus committee. Does that sound accurate? Okay.
Yes.
Did folks have any time to think about that, form opinions? What are people's thoughts?
No, we did not have time. I mean, I don't remember having time, but I fully support it because it was really hard at Pride to be like, we are, da, 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 da. And it'd be great to be shorter.
Gretchen, I'm wondering, do you know the like history why the committee was named LGBTQIA plus Intersectional Rights Task Force, the Intersectional Rights Task Force part?
I recall observation by a couple of members that these issues can be the discrimination or bias that a person may feel, maybe somebody who is experiencing bias related to a gender identity, for example, may have intersectionality with discrimination that they're experiencing in other aspects of their life, like if they're also a person of a certain faith, for example, and they wanted to recognize that it's a multifaceted, sometimes discrimination is a multifaceted thing. That's what I remember. It's just a couple of statements as the name was being built. I think at the last meeting, I recall a member making a comment that we know that, and that's kind of inherently part of our awareness. And having the word in there is clunky and long and hard to say at engagement activities. And we feel that we know intersectionality is present. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the name, is what I thought I heard last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, I support a shorter name.
Okay.
Was there a suggestion that was made? Did I miss a suggestion?
Oh yeah, the last meeting, just drop the word intersectional.
Okay, so the LGBTQIA rights committee.
I think plus rights
The
committee.
LGBTQIA plus rights committee.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're instead of just LGBTQIA plus committee, it's LGBTQIA plus rights committee?
Oh, I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember. I'd have to look at the minutes whether the word rights was gonna get dropped or not.
I'd say I realize now that happened because I had to leave early from the last meeting, which is why I was like, no. It did happen. I just wasn't there. I think that drop-in rights as well is fine because it is like a subcommittee from the Human Rights Commission.
Yeah.
And so, human rights is what we're meeting about. It's then for the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yeah.
And the shorter, the better and easier to market.
Drop-in rights.
Make
Sounds
a
bad.
I make a motion to change the name of the LGBTQIA plus Intersectional Rights Committee to the LGBTQIA plus Committee.
Seconded.
Oh, beautiful. Great. It has been motioned and seconded. We've already discussed it, so let's move into a vote. All those in favor? Look at us. All right, with a vote of 3-0, that passes.
And I
Great.
will update the flyers and social media.
Just
Oh,
in
yeah.
time. In the nick of time.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Next steps on Smarty goals. Kira wrote that she's just holding off on identifying or planning the next event until Transgender Day of Remembrance is complete. However, we could discuss here tonight strategies to increase committee membership. Ooh, this is exciting news. I have 2 potential committee members who are outside of the HRC, and that she could also draft a recruitment letter for Salem Capital Pride and any other organizations or social groups we can reach out to. I think we talked a little bit about this a couple months ago about like emailing our listservs and being like advertising positions on the commission, but then also positions on the committee. So maybe that's something that we want to pursue as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember whether we did that or not. Because I agree, I remember the conversation. We absolutely, and we can do that early and often, routinely. Good idea.
I do like the idea of recruiting people. I also wonder from people who have been on boards and commissions longer than I have, is there a point when it becomes too many members? And if so, do we need to set a max before we do this?
There's a point where it's too many members, like 20 people is a lot. And
Well,
especially
I was gonna say 535, like not to exceed.
okay.
I've read 8 to 15. There's some research around 8 to 15 is an optimum group number, as an
You
example.
want to max it at 16 and like just have that be a part of the application or response form.
No more. Yeah, I think 8 to 15 is great because you don't want it too much because there's too many opinions. But then also quorum can get a little bit tricky if you have a couple people gone. Okay. Beautiful. So we'll kind of focus a little bit on recruiting, both in our commission especially as we've had a couple members step away from the commission. So we'll get some new people in there eventually. So maybe they'll be interested in joining us. Robert.
I was gonna make a suggestion that if we're gonna open up for recruitment for some of these committees, is reaching out to the colleges. Might be a good opportunity. There might be some college students that might be interested, especially to get some experience, especially if they're like pursuing like a public policy administration or political science degree track in that.
That's a really good idea.
So
yeah, I really like that idea. Okay.
When I do the flyer for the Day of Remembrance, if you like, I can include and we have opportunities on the committee who plans this event, and other things too, if you like. I can tie that together.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Okay, great.
And one less email for you to send. Put it all in one. Okay, great. And I think that kind of goes into are there any other organizations or groups we should reach out to? So sending it to our listservs, along with the poster and everything. I think that will be, hopefully we'll get some interest there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do recall, if the information about joining the commission is, not the commission, but if information regarding joining the committee and how to join, is ready around the same time as the flyer. I know that when we did the community outreach event back in July, the book bin, had expressed some interest in some of the work that we do. And so maybe dropping flyers and some information off it. That down for the organization.
Good idea.
Good idea. And that gives me an excuse to go see that little kitty cat.
Yeah.
Gives you an excuse to buy some books. See? Nothing could go wrong, Kelsey. Bring your checkbook.
My checkbook. It's 1996. I love it. Okay, anything else about the Smarty goals? Great. Okay, confirm November meeting date because November gets difficult with holidays.
Kelsey, if I may interrupt, it dawned on me that this conversation is the same for December. Although when November is just the day before a holiday, and so that may or may not be an issue. Although Joaquin asked me to say that he would suggest rescheduling or canceling, but he was thinking about November. I hadn't looked ahead to December yet and realized December is the holiday, so we'll definitely need to monkey with December.
No, I think we keep December as is.
I'm sure we'll have
Just
quorum.
yeah.
So is it 21st Thanksgiving?
Well, I know this group would meet the day before, so 28th is Thanksgiving,
Oh, got it.
and so our group is scheduled to meet the 27th. We could keep it, but Joaquin suggested a reschedule or a cancel, but then December's meeting date would be the 25th.
Okay.
So I don't know what the pleasure of the group would be. You can, for example, although something is telling me I'm not available December 4th and I can't remember why not. Like, I don't know if you want me to do, like, if you want to entertain a change and have me doodle poll, or if you'd like to talk about what works here and I can check with those who aren't here.
Yeah, I think that maybe we can kind of combine things and do an early December meeting to take place of like the November and the December one, so that way we only miss one meeting. What that time would be, I think a doodle poll would probably be best.
Sure.
Yeah, I think because it will be like shortly after Transgender Day of Remembrance, so we'll have some feedback about that. We can talk about how the event went. I think that's a fair idea. Robert, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's good.
He was.
I'm sorry.
Into that calendar.
I know I have like 12 calendars pulled up. I'm like, it's fine, I think.
Great, then I will send a doodle poll to the meeting participants of this committee to identify a date that would work in or around early December, and then we'll cancel the traditional dates of November and December's meetings.
Okay. Perfect. Let me update that on my calendar. Okay. Member remarks and announcements. What an efficient meeting. Well, we have 25 minutes. Is there anything else anyone wants to discuss?
Oh, I can provide a quick update.
Yeah.
Just that I have reached back out to Pride to just explain the discussion last month here, as well as at the HRC. Alana raised around, how can we be helpful in the content of the signs, and so seeking some additional information that either maybe they'd want to come and share directly or that I can pass through. So just wanted to let you know, working on getting that.
Thank you for doing that.
Of course, my pleasure.
Perfect.
Oh, and I submitted finally, this was a huge delay on my part, and this is just me and workload and getting too scattered, but I finally submitted to the city's web team today the healthcare, the gender affirming resources in healthcare information and content. And so that's now with my colleague to be able to share on the web. So, and that's my mistake. I just got a little buried but it's
Thank you so
should be
much,
up soon.
Thank you so much for doing that.
No, my pleasure,
Yeah.
my pleasure. And Alana for building the
Yes,
research.
absolutely. I think it's gonna be
Absolutely.
good. Be a
Yeah.
fantastic resource for the website.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we have such a good team. It brings me joy. Okay. Last call for remarks or announcements. Okay. Well, we'll look for the poster. Alana, you and I will meet up. We'll go downtown, find a cat to pet at the book bin. Rose has never let me pet her, so maybe today, tomorrow, or whatever. Let's see. Keep reaching out for people about readers. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, friends. Well, thanks for a good meeting.
Thank
Hope
you so much.
Have a
Yeah,
good
I'll
night.
see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, bye.